This is our digestive health class, and it's all about nurturing your gut health for a flourishing ecosystem. And I'm quite excited about this class because they're new graphics, and we're talking about three new products in here as well. So, guys, jump in if you've got any questions, and happy to pause the graphics and happy to answer any questions. And we've got a couple of experts on the call with me as well tonight. So Valerie, definitely a lot of
Yes.
experience in this area, especially. So I may throw over to you from time to time. And Lulu, obviously, you've been on your journey as well, and you have a lot of experience, personal experience yourself. So I'm glad that you're both here with me. Let's dive in. So we want to start looking at, okay, so the wellness pyramid, this is something you may be familiar with in doTERRA. What we focus on here is having a hierarchy to our wellness. And it's something that we really do need to honor as well. Um, Everything in wellness is based on this foundation of nutrition and digestion. And this is really our focal point for tonight. In other classes, we'll talk more about movement and metabolism, which is like our MetaPower products. We'll talk about sleep. We'll talk about reducing our toxic load on our body, self-care and proactive medical care. But for tonight's call, we're really focusing on nutrition and digestion. So the wellness pyramid, just as a really quick overview, here are some of our products that fall into those different categories. And tonight, the green part right down the bottom, nutrition and digestion, we're not so much focused on the lifelong vitality tonight, even though they are our number one selling product and they have been for over 10 years. We're focusing on some of those other products there, like the fiber products. And we're also diving tonight into the probiotics and also some more digestion products as well. So our digestive health has a lot to do with our lifestyle choices and a lot to do with the food that we choose to eat. And I don't know if you're like me, guys, but every time I go to the supermarket, I love to look into people's shopping carts and see what they put in there. And it amazes me what they put in there. And I always think that we're educated about the size of our plate and how we carve up our plate into, okay, this much should be vegetables, this much should be protein, this much carbohydrates. I really think we should do the same with our shopping cart. But when you peer into people's shopping carts, if you're nosy like I am, you'll just see that most of the time people have food which is just industrial waste. It's not even food. Everything's in a package. It comes from a shelf. It doesn't come from like the fresh produce section. Val, are you like me? Lulu, I'm sure you're like me.
Yeah.
I bring duct tape with me because otherwise I'd word vomit all over.
That's hilarious. I might have to do
I'm busy
that.
watching what's up? You Are What You Eat, the twin experiment. The
Yes,
experiment with twins.
yes, yes.
Unbelievable.
It is. It's fascinating, isn't it? Well, I
Yeah.
start to look at people's baskets, then I start to look at their body shapes without judging, but you know, it's a
Gonna add up,
pure
right?
link.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's a pure link. And so
I can look,
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
can
go
look at
for it.
I can look at their skin and know exactly what they're eating.
Yeah. You know, Zosha, we love our Zosha. Every time I used to arrive at the airport, she'd pick me up. The first thing she did, even before hello, she's like, stick your tongue out. And so stick 30 years I've known her. Stick my tongue out. She examines my tongue. Oh, yeah, healthy. Let's go. So she's hilarious. So it's true. Eyes, skin, tongue tells the whole story. And so if we're eating really well, and tonight we're talking about digestive health, a lot of our healthy digestion has to come from the food that we put into our body. Really diverse choices, really colorful choices to make sure that we're getting a nice variety of great bacteria inside our tummy. But hydration as well is super important. And considering 75% of people, adults especially, are dehydrated, it's little wonder we have a lot of stomach and gut issues. What about you, Val? Clients coming into your practice, do you think that they're drinking enough water?
No, never enough water. I could tell by what their blood pressure is. If their blood pressure is too low, they're not drinking enough water, how their skin looks, if they're not drinking, how their poop is. I mean, I know that's, it's,
That's real.
if their poop is like little rocks and pebbles and hard to go, because water actually helps everything get flowing through their body. So people do not drink enough water. The biggest response I get was, "Oh, I'm afraid I'll wash the nutrients out." I'm like, "No, water is a nutrient."
Mm.
Well, and it's like basically half your body weight in ounces. Again, if you are overweight, you want to drink more water because you have more parts of your body to get the water through. But no, people are severely dehydrated. They're not drinking water, and they think that coffee and tea or juices count towards that. It doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if people start their day with coffee too, because they're already dehydrated. If you're living where Lulu is in Dubai, or myself in wherever I am usually, but I'm in Vietnam at the moment. Generally all these hot tropical countries, and we sleep with air conditioning. And
Air
so we
conditioning.
wake up dehydrated. And then generally the first thing people do is not drink a nice big glass of water with lemon oil. They normally have a coffee, and that's a diuretic, and so it pushes them backwards as well on the hydration scale. But I am excited about these coming out. So these are a new product from doTERRA coming out next month in February. If you're watching the recording, we're recording this in January of 2024. This is the MetaPower Recharge, and there's two different flavors. There's a strawberry, and then there is a lemon and lime, I think. Am I right, Val?
I
And
believe so.
this is actually a liquid, and it looks like this. And we
It's
pour
a
it.
liquid.
Yeah, we pour it directly into our bottle and give it a good shake up. Now, in here, there's lots of there's ginkgo, there's baobab, there's deep ocean minerals inside here too. And considering, like we just mentioned, 75% of US adults anyway are dehydrated, I think we can take that figure all across the world and be pretty much the same, I'd say, in most Western
Yeah.
cultures. We need to hydrate more. And there's a direct correlation between hydration and the health of your gut. Yeah, Lulu?
Sorry. So yeah, and hydration, it seems lately now, because I'm seeing electrolytes everywhere over social media, saying that drinking plain water is not enough. You need electrolytes to really hydrate. So there are many, many products out there, and I don't know what's in them. There's all these strange things, obviously. But yeah, so I've seen the whole electrolyte movement right now, and now the new buzzword is that water is not enough. You need more than that.
Yeah, I
So
think
what's
there's a
your
lot of
thoughts?
talk about how we should be drinking water, how nature
Yeah,
intended us to drink water
exactly. Yeah.
with life in it. And a lot of water that we drink is actually dead without minerals. Val, what do you think about this? I know that you've done a lot of research on water.
Oh, actually, I've gone to a new rabbit hole.
I
So,
love it.
I mean, the water, we could spend an hour talking about the water. I'm actually looking right, excuse me, now into not the pH water, because the pH, from what I'm reading, the studies I'm reading, the pH water doesn't change the pH of your body, and it actually disproportionately affects the pH of your gut, which is the water that I'm hearing about, and I'm looking into it more, is hydrogen water.
Yes, that's definitely amazing.
Hydrogen water, actually, it's an added extra molecule of hydrogen, is actually works more like antioxidants, and it actually hydrates your cells better. So I'm kind of looking into a water bottle before I go further, that they have these hydrogen water bottles, and I'm making myself crazy which one I'm going to get. They're not inexpensive. They're pretty costly. I'll probably, if I do get it before leadership, I'll show it to you at leadership. I'm going to try that and see how I feel. I'm going to experiment on myself. But as far as electrolytes, the problem with a lot of what's on the market today, doctors will say for the kids to take the Gatorade, that's full of colorings and all sorts of bad stuff. So what I tell people, if they, especially if they have a stomach disruption, like, if they ate something bad or they have a stomach bug, they have to stay hydrated and repump their bodies full of electrolytes. I always go to coconut water, because coconut water has that. Or I'll tell them to put some pink Himalayan salt or gray Celtic sea salt in order to get those nutrients, those minerals back into their body. So like this has the deep water minerals, which is basically what's like the pink Himalayan Celtic sea salt also have, are those minerals. So that's what I tell them. But this is going to solve a lot of problems with people who don't have that in their house, or they, you know, they want something that they could drink that tastes good. Because people are I think people are really turned off by things that don't taste good. And people don't love coconut water. I mean, you have to have you have to like it to drink it. But so I think this is going to solve a whole myriad of issues with getting those electrolytes in the body.
Yeah, and they're super cost effective too. It's $39.50 US dollars for a box. And that's a month's supply. So one a day. And coming out on the 1st of February. So stay tuned for this one, guys. They're called Meta Power Recharge, our electrolytes, coming out in 2 flavors. Now, let's keep going with our digestive theme. So 70% of our body's immune system lives inside our digestive tract. This is why it's really important to focus on our digestion, even if there's a myriad of reasons why we need to focus on digestion. But if it was just this reason, this would be reason enough. So we need to focus on our digestive tract to ensure that our immune system is functioning well, is healthy and strong, and can, you know, bounce back from any kind of external attacks that are coming its way, whether it's through the skin, whether it's orally, whether it's in your digestion, whatever it is. So this is probably the #1 reason why doTERRA focuses a lot on our PB Restore and our PB Assist product. And there are 2 products that I want to highlight tonight. But also, too, we want to talk about other factors, too, that can impact your gut health and your immune system, which is resting and managing our stress. And you would have seen a little bit earlier, that's one of the rungs, one of the foundations on our wellness pyramid. And we have some beautiful products. You can see there in the background underneath the lamp, there's the Serenity Stick, and this is Serenity Oil with valerian inside as well. And there's also the new formulation of the Serenity Soft Gels. So a different format, you can take them internally, swallow them before bed, and they help with your rest, they help with your sleep. So managing sleep and managing your stress levels greatly impacts your digestive health and also your immune system. And we all know when you have a great night's sleep and you wake up well rested in the morning, you just feel different as soon as you wake up. Last night I went to bed at, I don't know what time it was, like 8:15 p.m. And I woke up at 6:30 this morning. It was glorious, you know. And it all kind of went a little bit pear-shaped during the day, but planning on going to India. But, you know, when you wake up in the morning after a great night's sleep, there's nothing better than that feeling.
Nothing like it.
Yeah, exactly. And so also too, clean supplementation is super important. There's a lot of supplements on the markets, but the reason I keep coming back to doTERRA myself personally is because 1, we can read everything on the label and it makes sense. 2, all of the products are bioavailable, which means that when you swallow them, they quickly absorb into your blood system and start to feed your cells. And that's really important because wellness is, when we think about wellness, I don't think people actually know in our body where wellness exists. Like, wellness lies in our cells. And so we need to have really healthy cells, which then means that that's the overall structure of the body. That's our vital organs, it's our bones, it's our hair, skin, nails, it's our blood system. And so clean supplementation also is vital for the strength of our immune system and the strength of our gut. So let's dive into a few different supplements. And one that we want to look at is the PB Restore. And this is, it's not a new PB Assist, it's actually a brand new product. And inside here, we call it the 4 different Ps. There's the probiotic, there's a prebiotic, there's a postbiotic, and there's a phage. And a phage and a postbiotic, I'm guessing that quite a few people watching this recording may not know what they mean. And if we've all heard of a prebiotic, we've all heard of a probiotic, but now we're going into postbiotics, which is really the waste which is left over after we've used the prebiotic and the postbiotic. Val, maybe you can explain it better than what I can. A post-probiotic, is my explanation here clear enough, or would you like to explain it a little bit more with your research?
That's pretty self-explanatory. It helps the body, and the purpose of it's wanting to keep balance in this body and get rid of the bad stuff by populating with the good stuff. And the postbiotic helps the bad bacteria and the bad stuff not get to where it needs to get to. And then so that's basically it's explained quite well.
Yeah, and then the phages, I think, are just fantastic. The phages attack the bacteria, and so they're harmless to people and animals and plants, but they despise bacteria with a vengeance. And so, yes, I can see there's something on the tip of your lips.
I think of it like, do you remember the game Pac-Man?
Yes, I do.
So when I think of phages, I think of Pac-Man, like going around like eating all the bad viruses and bad bacteria in the gut. That's how like when they first explained it at and that's how I thought of it. And that's a really good visual if you're familiar with the game Pac-Man, because that's really essentially what it's doing.
Yeah, eating up all the bad bacteria and leaving the good bacteria, which is the opposite of what antibiotics do, right? They just wipe out the whole gut flora.
Whole gut flora, it destroys everything, and it can take up to 6 months to really correct the imbalance that is caused by an antibiotic.
Yeah. And if you think about how many times an average family would use antibiotics without even thinking about it, and if it takes 6 months to repopulate your gut, like, and more, really, there's a lot of people out there who don't give their gut the actual time to repopulate. And so it's little wonder they start.
It's more far-reaching than that. If here in the States, they prophylactically feed the animal stocks antibiotics. So that's getting, so when you're drinking dairy, conventional dairy, or when you're having regular meat that's, farmed, you're taking in those antibiotics. So what's happening is now we're having antibiotic resistant viruses that are going.
Yeah.
So it's really a vicious cycle, and it's not just, well, you say, well, I don't take antibiotics, but what about the food you're eating? It's literally I was just telling someone this morning, navigating a minefield of trying to figure out what to eat, how to eat it, and to keep your body healthy. Because here in the States, it's so confusing that people just into it. But it's also in the foods you eat here. I'm sure it's in other countries too, but I can't say for certainty what countries it's in.
It's very much a dumbing down, and people don't read the back of the labels. They're only looking at the front of the label, which is the marketing, where really they need to dive into the back of the label. But still, there's things like flavor, and the word flavor will have 1,000 different chemicals just under that word flavor. And so it is scary. You do need to absolutely research. If you're serious about looking after the health of your gut and your immune system, you do need to dissect exactly what's going into your mouth. I'm at a stage where I don't like to go out. I just like to cook everything myself. And when I'm in Hanoi, I know exactly the farmers that I buy everything from. I don't go to a supermarket. I buy it directly from the farms, and I cook at home. And it's because I've got experience of running my own restaurants and hotels, and I have suppliers that I trust. But you need to build that up. You need to build up your own suppliers that you trust, because you can't trust supermarkets and you can't trust labels. And if you don't cook, then you want to really trust the restaurants that you go to. But I try to cook everything at home, so it's super clean. And one thing that really scares me is how they recycle oil. And they do a lot in Asia, where restaurants will sell their oil to cheaper restaurants, and they will clean the oil and reuse it. So that happens a lot all through Asia. And I never knew about it until I owned restaurants, and I saw it happening with my own eyes.
Pete, I just want to make one point. So there is one very popular probiotic that's on the market, that one of the ingredients, and people don't understand this, is whey. So if you're taking a probiotic to populate good gut health and it has whey in it, that whey is coming from what kind of cow? Was it fed antibiotics? Was it fed hormones? So it's like, that's how you have to really dissect the ingredient list of what you're looking at, because you don't know.
Yeah.
So people tell me, oh, I'm taking, I go, well, look at the ingredients. And because people, that's what I try to educate as much as I can. So people really need to really be cognizant of what they're putting in their body and dive even further, like the back of the label, look into it, do the research, because you only got one body, you know, we can't treat it like we have a spare one in the closet.
Oh, exactly. And the thing with doTERRA is that they're so transparent. And then there's an actual email address that you can write to if you have any questions about wondering why this is in the ingredient stack. So you can write to product support at doterra.com. So product with the T, so product support at doterra.com, and ask them any questions that you like. And they are very transparent. Now, sometimes to doTERRA's detriment, they will actually list on the ingredient stack items that aren't even in that product, but they may have come in contact with them during the making of that, whether it was in the soil, whether it was in the plant, whether it was in the actual laboratory where it's put together. doTERRA are very transparent with their ingredient stacks. So sometimes you may question something, but also too, it may come from a plant-based source and not a synthesized or a synthetic version. So please, if you've got any questions about the products, write to productsupport@doterra.com, and you'll be surprised at their very lengthy replies. I've written to them many times. Val, I'm sure that you have as well over the years, and they're very thorough, and it kind of allows us to put our hand in our heart and feel very comfortable with how pure our products are, and to go forward and share them with people even more, knowing that doTERRA only choose the most clean products, the best source products, but also too, they're very thorough with understanding the science behind why that ingredient goes in. No emulsifiers, no fillers, which I really love too. And that's what you find in most probiotics and also in most in supplements, emulsifiers and fillers, products that don't even need to be in them, like colors and flavors.
Or petroleum.
So here we are, just to sum up this PB Restore. It's a daily supplement of probiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics, and phages. I'm not going to go into all the different strains, but doTERRA does have a fantastic free course that you can do. If you go to training.doterra.com, and again, training.doterra.com, if you're a member of doTERRA already, doTERRA have a number of free courses that you can sign up for. And one of those courses is one on these digestive products. So PB Assist Plus, this is a new probiome gut complex. These are the little sticks. These have 12 different types of what am I saying? 12 different species, varieties, and over 7 billion CFUs inside here. These come as a stick, and they're great for the whole family. Previously, the PB Assist, what do we call them before? Juniors. How quickly we forget. They were just like a junior, or adults could use them as well. But this is actually now for the whole family. They come in one flavor. I've fallen in love with these, actually. I love these. And it's actually good to mix them up. So if you are ordering the Lifelong Vitality each month, and hopefully everybody is, you can press the edit button and add on the PB Restore and the PB Assist Plus as a little package. So they come combined together, and you'll save quite a lot. It's a great way to maximize your membership. So by using the PB Restore and this new one, the PB Assist, you're varying all of the different types of healthy bacteria that you're bringing into your gut. Sorry, was there a question?
PTS, if you had to choose one, or do you have to have both?
I would say this one here.
That one. Restore. Restore will kind of cover it all if you want to. Okay.
22, am I right, Val? 22 different probiotics inside here. I think it's twice as many as what there were in the old PB Assist, but 22 different probiotics from memory.
Oh, I think it's more like 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Let's just say it's powerful.
Yeah, it's very powerful.
I've been taking it for, I guess, 2 months now. I've seen really big changes in my skin. And I know I take a lot. I take the collagen. I've been on that for like a year and a half now. That I saw massive changes, but I did see big changes with my skin, and in the texture, but also too in its elasticity. And I know a lot of elasticity comes from the collagen, but just over the last 2 months, I've seen a big difference. Normally, we start hitting in October, November, December, we start hitting the dry season in Hanoi. And it gets really dry, like overnight, the humidity disappears. And my skin has actually felt fine. I haven't had to use a lot of heavy moisturizers this year. And I can only put it down to the probiotic. This one here, the PB Restore, that's the only difference that I've had. Now, let's keep diving in. doTERRA also, I just want to highlight this because sometimes it goes unnoticed. Under nutrition in the shop in doTERRA, we have some great fiber, green, and also the protein powders. These are phenomenal products. This is the fiber product. And so again, getting enough fiber into our gut is really important for a healthy digestive system. And Valerie, maybe you can explain to us why fiber is so important, not just to keep us regular, but for a healthy gut.
Well, fiber also.
Valerie, I'm going to also ask, because you can answer both questions.
Yeah.
And menopausal woman.
Ooh, good question.
Apparently, well, unfortunately, yes, it happens. But I'm reading a lot more around how vital fiber is, about 20 to 30 grams a day.
Yes.
Of pure fiber, yeah. So I don't know. I thought I'd just also ask you about that.
What fiber does is it helps. Oh, okay. So we have buildup in our colon from years of eating foods. And what happens is if you eat, especially if you have eaten like white flour products throughout your life, like white bread, white pasta, white rice, it kind of forms like a barrier. Like it comes like glue. If you ever take white, and I've done this in many lectures, if you take white flour and water and mix it together. When I was a kid, we used to put newspaper strips in it and put it around a balloon and pop the balloon, and you had this like hard casing. Well, think about that in terms of your colon. Like that's where our nutrients are absorbed. Everything that our body needs is absorbed in our colon.
That's such a great analogy.
Exactly.
The balloon. Oh, yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of younger people might not. We used to call it plaster of Paris. I don't know. People, the kids of today might not know that, but they can experiment with it. I've actually had kids come up and mix flour and water in the classroom setting. So, when you have that barrier, say, nothing gets absorbed. So like anything good won't get it. So what fiber does, it helps wear away at that like field that you've created from years of not eating well, and it actually enhances the absorption of the good nutrients. So it gets stuff moving through there. It attaches to the bad stuff. It kind of wears away at the wall of the colon, getting rid of all that gunk that's accumulated throughout your life. And so to allow the food to be more absorbent and getting more nutrients into the body, which improves every aspect of your health, from brain health to heart health to hormonal health. Because if we're not getting the nutrients, then what happens is that our body is essentially starving. So this helps wear it away. It helps the integrity of the colon, and it can also help prevent any kind of intestinal permeability, or it can help prevent leaky gut. Like it's like it's stacking the odds against all those things that can actually cause auto intoxication, which is where the membranes of the colon kind of open up and allow the bad bacteria, the fecal material, to get into the bloodstream, which causes poisoning of the body. So it's a whole process, and trying to avoid that is key, because there are a lot of people who have this leaky gut because of all of the stuff they've eaten throughout their lives. This will help fortify the colon, strengthen it, and like make sure that coating kind of gets worn away over time, sort of like Brillo for the colon, if you will.
That's great.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's brilliant. What about with the menopause part?
Well, it gets
everything. Yeah, all of that.
it just keeps everything moving. You want to do that. The body, it puts the body back in balance. And menopause, there's a lot of changes that go on in the body with menopause. I don't know the exact mechanics of how it helps it, but it does.
Yeah.
I never went through, I mean, I went through it, yes, but I never went through it. I never had a symptom or anything like that. Because
That's awesome.
I eat clean. You know,
got a lot to do with that.
Again, eating, I mean, it goes back to taking care of our digestive system and not eating the processed food, not eating the bad oils, and not eating all the bad stuff that actually tells our body and throws our body out of balance. Yes. Menopause is a normal thing. Menopause is what women should go through, but women should not have to suffer those horrible symptoms, because that's the body sort of being like angry at itself. I didn't have that. I couldn't tell you what a hot flash was. Never had one. Sorry, Pete. But
all good.
I was prepared for this because, as a side note, my mother would say she would walk through the streets of New York City during menopause in the dead of winter and strip. I'm like, oh my God, this is my future. I'm like, no. So, but I never had any of that. I attribute it to clean eating, eating real food, taking supplementation. Exactly. No reason to have to go through that. Women who go through that are unbalanced. Yes, it can be brought on by early menopause or surgeries or certain illnesses. Yes. So that then we have to figure out at that point how to rebalance it. But a woman who is healthy should not have to experience that if she's taking care of her body properly. That's not normal.
It's interesting because people, I know this is a discussion on digestion, but this is really fascinating because people, when they talk about menopause, they just lump everything together, like menopause equals all of the symptoms. But what you've just done is just said, okay, it's when the body is out of balance and you start to feel the symptoms. Everyone needs to go through menopause, but some people will go through menopause and, if they're in balance, not feel the symptoms or feel minor symptoms.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting.
It all goes back to the gut, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, gut health. So yes, it all does tie in, although it goes on a tangent. But yes, it is. It doesn't have to be your. It's like it doesn't have to be your destiny. It's all how you live.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
All choices.
How living well and taking care of your body all along.
And isn't this why we love doTERRA so much? Because we're not talking about products. We're talking about creating some lifestyle changes for people, which is greatly going to impact their life in a positive way. And they all add up. And if there's some people in our group who are reading a book at the moment, Atomic Habits, and it's a great one to read at the beginning of the year. But everything we do adds up. It either adds up in the direction that you want to move in, or it adds up in a direction that you don't want to move in. And it's a vote for the person that you don't want to be. So whatever you consume, how you move your body, how you sleep, all of this adds up little bit by little bit. And like Val's saying, over years, the wall of your intestines gets coated in gunk and all of our choices of food that we've put in our body. And so it takes time to become well. And the benefit of that is great, is great. But we need to work on it, and it's continual work. It's continual detoxing as well. So digestive enzymes is a huge part of digestive health because it allows us to digest the food correctly. It allows us to absorb the nutrients from the good food that we're eating, and it also allows us to flush the waste out so we're not getting constipated, not getting bloated. So some great supplements that doTERRA has is this one here, the Terrazyme, which is probably one of our most popular products. And whenever they're out of stock, which is rare, there's normally a riot because it's such a popular product, this one. Digestive enzymes, 10 whole food enzymes in this. And again, it helps you to absorb the nutrients from your food so that you're getting the benefit of the good food that you're putting inside your body. Val?
But what it also does is it also allows the stomach not to have to work so hard.
Yeah, true.
Especially today, where there's so many IBD diseases, irritable bowel disease, we have all of them underneath it. And they're putting, excuse me, people on that medication that stops digestion. And I've gotten so many, I forget what it's called, omeprazole or something like that. I've gotten so many people off of that by just using the probiotics and digestive enzymes.
Yeah.
Because people who have stomach issues, which is a lot of people, their stomach is working overtime. And let's face it, do people actually chew their food today?
No.
Who actually sits down, takes the time to chew their food as much as it needs to be chewed so that it can properly be digested. So so people are swallowing air, they're not chewing their food enough, they're swallowing food in whole forms. The body can't digest chunks of food.
Yeah.
This allows the body, this works in like harmony with the body to allow the stomach not to have to work so hard to digest those chunks of food that can cause other issues. And it makes the body work. It's like oil for the body. So let's say it makes the body work so much better. And especially if you're listening to this, if you have a stomach thing and the doctor wants to put you on these medications, all that does is stop your digestion, which is the worst thing. It's counterintuitive to what the body wants. So I like the fact that this actually allows the stomach to like not work so hard.
Yeah. I think it really brings balance back to the gut as well. And a thing that I found really interesting too is people suffering with eczema, which I was. That was my journey with doTERRA. Digestive enzymes is fantastic for people suffering with eczema because it's an autoimmune disease. There's a fight going on inside your body and generally the gut. And Terrazyme digestive enzymes will bring balance and harmony back to the gut health. And so it greatly impacts the skin health. It puts out that fire inside your gut. It's one of the best things you can do if you've got skin issues is bring in some really good, strong digestive enzymes. And this is the best one that I can recommend, Terrazyme. So let's look a little bit.
Or if they had a gallbladder removed. Doctors won't tell you if you've had your gallbladder removed, which is a very popular operation apparently in the United States. Many people don't have a gallbladder. You need to have digestive enzymes to help break down fat. So people need to take them if they don't have it. Specifically if they don't have a gallbladder.
Fascinating. This is one product that I will never go to India without. This is the peppermint soft gels. There's 4 drops of peppermint inside 1 enteric coated soft gel. They are incredible. They're super cheap. I think they're $18 US from memory. 60 inside here. You don't need them every day, but they're great inside your little first aid kit just in case. I've got them in my bag ready to go to India tomorrow. And they are fantastic. I'll actually take them just for strength of gut while I'm in India. I'll just take 1 a day, but if I need them, I'll increase it to a few a day. Incredible product, just pure peppermint oil, but because they're coated in this enteric coating, it allows the soft gel to go through your stomach, won't get burned up in the stomach acid, and it actually gets into your GI tract where it needs to be to do its work. So peppermint soft gels. Some of the other products in the Digestion range. So we've got the Digestion oil. I've got 2 bottles here ready to go for India. I'm not taking any chances. So Digestion oil is here. There's also the Digest tab. If you've never tried these, now these are not available in every market, but they'll slowly come into every market. Digest tab are great. They're 1 drop of Digestion oil on a calcium carbonate tablet and you chew them down. There's the Digestion roll-on, and also too, there's a different format of the oil in a soft gel. So 4 drops of oil inside a soft gel that you can swallow down. Often you'll see in doTERRA, there's the same oil, but in a variety of different formats. So here's the soft gels. You can take 1 a day, 2 a day. When you've got some upset stomach issues, Val?
A little hack.
Yes, please. We're all about hacks here.
A drop or 2 of Digestion oil in your belly button.
Yes.
Almost immediately. If you've never tried it, it is life-changing, especially if you're in that like phase of like really not feeling when your stomach is contorting. Yeah. Works charm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I normally use Digestion oil 3 ways. So if I order a spicy dish, my stomach can't cope with it because I'm already quite like a pita dosha, quite hot. And so I will have a drop under my tongue, sublingually, under the tongue. I learned that word from Val 3 years ago, sublingually, under the tongue. I put a drop in my belly button and another drop on my hand and rub it around my belly. And I'll also put 1 or 2 drops in water and I'll drink that as well. So by the time the delivery arrives, it's probably 15 minutes. I've got a good kick of Digest Zen inside my system. I won't feel anything. It's just, it's incredible how this oil works. And Digest Zen is also really great for people that suffer from motion sickness. It really helps to calm the stomach lining of the gut. So Digest Zen, if you're traveling, but even at home, this is a great product to have for it's hard to say Digest Zen and digestion. It's great for a digestion class topic. So
good for sinuses.
Yeah, true. Absolutely. Digest tab, we mentioned this one. So 1 drop of Digestion oil on the tablet. You can chew these ones. I love them. Now, you may be thinking, we've gone through all these different products. Where can you start? So if you're watching this recording and you've not started with doTERRA, I'm about to give you 3 different options of how you can start. My favorite option is this one here. It's got all your bases covered with nutrition, with the lifelong vitality supplements in the middle, those 3. We've spoken in length about the PB Restore, the probiotic, postbiotic, and the other 2 Ps, and also too the digestive enzymes. This kit also comes with the Deep Blue Rub, which is a very popular analgesic rub, and 5 different oils here, from On Guard, from cell protection, Tangerine, which is a great oil to take internally to help detox you. We should all get some limonene inside our body every single day to help with detoxing our body every day. Lavender for calming and soothing those stressful moments. Frankincense oil, we should all be consuming frankincense for cellular health every single day. And Lulu, I know you love Mr. Frankincense. Yep, big part of your life. And balance oil too. Balance is great as a grounding oil. So lavender is great for like PM, for calming, soothing, and relaxing before bed. And balance, I would say, for AM, during the day, for grounding you during the day. So this is a great kit. It's got the Healthy Habits Kit. And next we want to move into another option, which is called the Cleanse and Restore Kit. This is a 30-day detox option. I often have between 10 or 20 people a month going through a cleanse with me. I have a good number this month. We've got 17 people going through this cleanse. And it's a guided cleanse, 30-day cleanse broken into 3 10-day sections. So if you're interested in getting started, and if you're serious about rebooting your health, reclaiming your health, recharging your health, however it is at the beginning of the year, this is a great option to look at. And the kit that I started with many, many, many years ago is this one here called the Natural Solutions Kit. And the reason I love this kit is because it takes the variety of products a little bit wider. And if you're serious about bringing some natural solutions into your life and kicking to the curb some of those horrible toxic products that we have lurking in our bathrooms, in our laundries, and in our kitchen, this is a really great kit to start with. And again, depending on which country you're in watching this recording, this kit is not available in every country, but the person that invited you to this call, just reach out to them and they will find an alternative for you. So whether it's this kit here, we'll find an alternative, whether it's a Cleanse and Restore. In many countries, we do have this kit. If it doesn't happen to be in your area, we will find a way either to get it to you or we'll find a solution for you. And a great starting pack is this one here, the Healthy Habits Kit. So guys, that's the end of our class tonight. I hope you've enjoyed coming through. Val, I'm so pleased that you're on the call as well. You're a wealth of information. I always love tapping into your brain. And Lulu, so lovely to have you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great to see you guys. I'm going to stop the recording and